Hello learners, the focus of this video is on tourism activities. After watching this video, you will be able to learn the importance of activities in tourism. Also, you will understand the different types of activities at the destination, and you'll enjoy and getting an analysis of the various activities that a tourist can perform. We all know that tourism as an industry is an important growth driver for the country, its economy, and for its social progress. Tourism brings with it tremendous economic value for a country or a region. It touches and impacts several industries directly and many more indirectly through various forms of spending. Therefore, tourism is one of the most important sources of employment generation and foreign exchange earning for a country. Due to all these factors, tourism gains much more economic importance as far as the service industry of any country is concerned. A meaningful travel, however, becomes engraved in one's memory and therefore will last forever. In order to create a special experience on a trip, there are certain things a tourist can do during its destination visit. Now let me discuss with you the specific activities that the tourist can perform at the destination. The destination is a place or a geographical space where a visitor or a tourist stops either for a night or for a specific period of time. This may be a terminal point of a tourist holiday also. Whether the tourist is traveling for a specific form of tourism or for business purpose, the destination point is of immense importance and it can be related in any country, region or area. The local attractions where the tourists spend most of their time is an important aspect of the destination. The destination represents a catalyst link that unites, maintains and drives all sectors of the tourism economy, which comprises of transport, accommodation, food and entertainment, being a complex subsystem and specific to a specific area. Therefore, all these activities are an integral part of overall tourism experience. Now let me discuss with you some of the activities which you can perform while traveling and suggest to your group of clients also. The first is photography. Photographs are crucial elements that marketers integrate in their marketing communication tools. So we see brochures, websites, billboards. Many travel destinations portray the specific features of their locations through photographs to attract more travelers to visit the destination. Now in the same situation, tourists can also use photography as a reference point for their decision making related to the choice of the destination and the place where they wish to spend their vacations. Due to the significant impact of photography on tourism, marketers invest greatly in this visual stimulation tool, and as a result of it, when as a tourist I visit a destination, I may be also meaningfully engaged in photographic activities during my stay at various locations. The second most important activity a tourist can focus is on local food habits. These food habits are primarily based on holistic approach to nutrition and is basically popular among local people. This form of food is ideally suited to meet the overall health and nutrition needs. The wisdom of the ages captured through Ayurveda and yoga in India teach us to be cautious and mindful of what we eat, when we eat and how we eat. A balanced approach to prepare, eat and digest food is based on the principles of the unique human body-mind combination in which the key to well-being and sound health is most important. For a tourist, local food is always cheaper and delicious, and one will be able to really relish the various delicacies The locations to get local food are endless, from street stalls to fresh meal outlets in different parts of the destinations, to specialty restaurants, to tasty tea. So when we travel, we must ensure that we hit the best restaurants, cafes, bars, or multi cuisines to cater to our appetite needs. As a tourist, it's better to strike a deal between the health conscious segment as well as the local food. We should try to experience some exotic food options available at the destinations. And it is noteworthy that countries like India, Thailand, France, Japan, and many more have several food options to offer to the global community. So, if we are a food lover, then one must try doing these foodie endeavors in whatever destination or country we are staying in to have the greatest fun during our tourism activities. For example, when we look at Indian cuisine, any generalization of Indian cuisine would be a grave mistake. The cuisine of each region is diverse and is broadly linked with its culture, language, and the customs and traditions of the area. Each region has its unique style of cooking and flavors using the local ingredients and vegetables. So, in specific tours, as an operator, we may present the traditional cuisines. For example, if we are in Kerala, then cuisine of Kerala. Now, suppose if you are planning a tour and you are escorting a tour to Kerala, and you can really enjoy the cuisine enriched with cereals, vegetables, herbs, tropical food, fruits, seafood, and garnished with a distinctive aroma of pepper, cardamom, and chilies. Rice forms the main ingredient in most of the cuisines of southern India and is served in different forms. Spices are generously used to enhance the taste of both vegetarian and non-vegetarian cuisine. So learners, we have so much of variety to offer as far as the distinctive Kerala cuisine or cuisine from Karnataka or Tamil Nadu is there, that it offers a great opportunity for experiments. Other than cuisine, a very important activity that you can indulge in when you are at the destination is to explore local attractions. It is ideal to use walking. Sometimes hotspots are spread far apart, and if the weather is suitable, then it is easy for us to go for a nature walk. We can walk between activities because this is one of the important hidden spot or a thing that we can do during our travel journey. For example, at the global level, Rome is the perfect example where everything is walkable and there is a great restaurant to find on the way. Another option is that if you are a tourist who enjoy interacting, you can join walking tours where one meet new people and learn from informative guides. Walking is always very disciplined activity. It should be as per the norms of the area, and if you wish to use public transport, it is also one of the possibilities where you get exposure with the local system. Transport such as local trams or buses allow one to understand the local architecture, culture, and the life of people around. So, learners, if you are involved in various activities at the destination, such as eating local food or using local transport, then you can have an experience of an authentic travel. You can explore the culture of the country. It is easy for you to look beyond the stereotype tourist attractions and engage with the local population, which can open your eyes to new and unique memories. As a tour guide or an escort, one can also suggest the tourist to learn some basic languages related to the local area. So, if you have and knowledge and you are aware about the way things work at this destination, it is easy for you to buy products and interact. For example, learning how to say hello, please, and thank you in the local language helps us to have a strong bonding with the locals, and we also learn the cultural dynamics of that particular area. So this changes one's overall experience towards the, the itinerary and the trip that you have planned. You can make new friends by synergizing with strangers. This is another activity. When you interact with strangers and you exchange information, you make new friends, and the travel becomes quite exceptional and memorable. So learners, it depends on the individual personality, the purpose of tourism, as well as the approach of a tourist, whether he's an extrovert or not, who loves to make friends or who wish to interact with the strangers. So one such activity that we can indulge is that we can make new friends during our trip and have a deep sense of association with them and a conversation with them, which will help us to spend our time at the destination, understand the local challenges, and also appreciate the surroundings. If you are traveling alone, you can get a fellow traveler to join your solo ride. Mostly when we go ahead with mountain biking expeditions, we join each other and we elevate through experiences of others. So while traveling, one can get a fellow traveler to join. Accompanying someone with a similar interest will be not only help us in making our journey more purposeful and meaningful, but it's going to be fun and excitement also. It gives us a chance of making new friends, sharing experiences about life, and also understand the dynamics of the destination. So these are some of the ways that we interact during our travel. Then we are able to understand the differences, appreciate the opinion of others, and make our trip an extraordinary experience. For example, in India, Northeast region is a region which is an untouched territory for many, and it is not yet explored completely by number of tourists. This region is decorated with majestic mountains, lush green vegetation, wild rivers, and comprises of large number of tribal groups. However, each tribal group follow its own set of culture and they speak different languages. So if you are planning to visit such a destination in Northeast, it is beneficial for us to understand the local systems, visit the tribal village of certain states of Northeast, and if you're a part of the tribal tour, then it's a lifetime journey and we can witness the rich culture, the ancient traditions and lifestyle of the tribal people of Northeast. So as a tour operator also, if you are escorting a tour or you're planning an itinerary related to tribal tourism in Northeast region, you must promote this message that the tourist can involve themselves in number of activities such as community-based activities. They can involve in adventure sports also. Now let me take you to another form of activity which is also known as the outdoor activities or adventure sports. Now adventure sports is important both for the leisure market and for the special interest market. An activity an individual can involve is the mountain biking tour, where we take the riders to unventured roads. For example, snow-capped mountains of Manali, rugged terrains of Leh, downhill of Spiti Valley, banks of river Ganges in Garhwal, and green hills of Himachal. These are the base camps for mountain biking expedition in India. These places are so popular among the youngsters that they look forward to planning their mountain biking expeditions. They wish to go to this journey as per their itinerary. They set their base camps at various places and it takes a lot of endurance, patience, stamina, and courage to pass through these unique geographical areas of India. But this is a very interesting and an exciting opportunity to explore the different set of nature. So by mountain biking, we will be able to get idea about the terrain as well as the local geographical diversity. So as a tourist, it is essential for me to take into consideration my health as well as the landscape and the various precautions and guidelines essential for every biker to follow. So in this situation, it is always better to take the support of a trained guide for a fascinating experience to enjoy these activities in hilly areas. For example, the hills of Himachal Pradesh hold the feeling of being a wonderland, but there is another aspect to it. We have so many guidelines related to traveling on the roads, and when the backpackers plan to visit the state for a mountain biking expedition or a trekking expedition, they must be well trained or escorted by an expert. River rafting, camping, trekking, rock climbing, motorbiking, skiing, heli skiing are also some of the sports that can be also enjoyed during our trip to a hilly destination. There is an incredible prospect of such sporting activities in India due to its diverse topography, season, and the geographical assets. So on the land and on water, underwater, we can pick up various options of adventure activities, and we can really enjoy and combine them with our other purposes of visiting the destination. These activities are immensely popular during summer seasons. In certain destinations during winter also, certain sports are promoted. Now, if you are visiting a desert, then camel safari, jeep safari, bird watching and wild camps, in case of a wildlife zone, hot air ballooning in Himachal Pradesh, water sports in Goa, backwater adventure in South India are some of the wonderful options for you as a tourist in various parts of the country according to the season of the destination. Now, there are certain activities that we can perform when we are traveling with a large group. Traveling with a large group is always a great fun and a great way to explore new areas. It keeps the interaction interesting, and there are so many activities that we can do together in a big group. So this activities will strengthen the bond, provide entertainment, ensures that the group gets along with each other very nicely and makes the trip memorable. So we explore new areas, we look forward to memorable interactions. The activities will depend upon the nature of tourism, the age group of the tourist, as well as the number of members in the group. So the purpose is basically entertainment and unity among the group of travelers. So certain activities that we can engage first is dining, because when we dine together, it is one of the social bonds that we create, and we exchange information and at the new destination. So we must be sure that we organize a large group meal where we can sample authentic cuisine and enjoy the other members' company. Now, an interesting activity is cooking. Now, if it's a big group and you have trained people available who are interested, so you can camp also and cook also. This encourages group activity. It helps us to promote our skills and makes the dinner interesting for the entire set of members. Large groups can also plan night outs. If you're traveling where the nightlife is really exciting, you enjoy that. So it's a brilliant activity for a group of travelers. In such cases, even when you don't know each other, it helps us to break the ice. People relax after communicating with each other, and they really enjoy playing cards or indoor games during such activities. So when you are going ahead with the night out, you can go ahead with the small dance performances also during your interaction. For large groups, playing golf is also great fun and helps people to bond together. Golf is a specialized activity. For such activity, you need a well-designed golf courses and people who are aware about the nature of the sport. But yes, in natural areas, this activity is very popular where we have gorgeous landscapes, and golf course offers amazing views of nature along with the challenges of playing the game. So friends, hiking is another activity. We can discover uh, new areas, we can move to important locations related to nature during this process. So we explore ourselves better in a natural surrounding, we develop group harmony, and we bring people together through these activities. So when we are traveling in big groups, if you are a tour operator, you should take into consideration so many activities that your tourist can enjoy, which also includes indoor games. As a group leader or as a tour planner, it is always wise to have number of fun games to play at the destination. So we have so many games, for example, the alphabetic game, the tombola, or any other game that increases a group cohesiveness and helps the members to interact with each other. Indoor games can be also played in case of adverse seasons or any problem related to tour planning due to external reasons. So group travel is coming up in a big way. It is important to have a range of activities available to the group, and if the group is of a group of strangers, for you as a travel operator, it is very essential that you engage them and unite the group while they're exploring a new area. You should allow for fun and interaction during the trip. Camping is also popular as far as group activities are concerned. During the camp, the tourist is close to the nature surroundings. The recreations keep them fit. For wildlife lovers, camping and hiking allow witnessing the exotic nature, and it saves them from overspending on the trip. They take pleasure by staying in affordable accommodation on campsites. The diverse topography of India incorporates a number of options related to camping and hiking activities. So that also makes the overall trip more exciting and memorable. So as a tour operator, I must keep on exploring a number of options, and I can plan stops along the way. These stops can be on nature sites also, small hotels also, where my travelers are able to experience the local lifestyle, which will help them to understand each other and will have a better remembrance of the trip. So these were some of the activities that we can manage when we are going out. In this, an important area is also going ahead and meeting the local people who are rural, who may be conversing in a different language, but they are very hospitable as far as India is concerned. Trekking in the primary forest is also popular as an activity for the tourist. One can spend days trekking through the forest. Popular trekking trails will lead to several places where caves and ancient paths are available. So in such a case, if you are trekking in a forest, then you must be provided with a basic map to find out the well marked trailheads. But as a tour operator, it is best to inform your operators, your group members, both about the long run and the short treks. Another activity that we can promote is the community based ecotourism activity and homestay. The forests of India are immensely important culturally as they provide livelihood resources for local communities. However, these forests are under constant threat due to commercialization. So, community based ecotourism initiatives help these marginalized communities, the local stakeholders, to create a set of services for the tourist and an incentive to support the conservation. So, as a tour operator, you can take your tourist to trekking to a local village or a nature reserve where the local night stay for a day or two can be offered in the traditional houses. So this gives them an experience of the rural life. They will stay with the family, they will eat with them, and they will have an opportunity to explore the local culture and also indulge in various activities. Now learners, let me take you to the next part of the activity which we can perform in a wildlife sanctuary. You all know that wildlife sanctuary is an exemplary reservoir of nature abundance. The sanctuary is the most secured area in the country and has diverse reserves of flora and fauna, and it offers tourists a perfect gateway destination from the hectic daily routine. Tourists can either get on board a safari to explore the national sanctuary or a park. They could trek through the forest, and they can also discover some breathtaking waterfalls through river cruises. So there are so many options that are available when we are visiting a local area which is rich in natural abundance. So tourists can find various ways to explore a wildlife sanctuary. As I discussed with you, one of them could be safari, another could be boating a boat, cruises on the waters of river. These are the preferred choices among the tourists who wish to have a splendid view of the local environment, the surrounding greenery, and it helps them to understand and enjoy the nature. So with these activities, we can really keep the trip very interesting. We can understand the dynamics of the nature. We can spot an elephant or a deer or a specific animal during our trekking activity in the forest. Generally, early morning is the best time to start these activities as we have better chances of spotting wildlife. Tourists can also rent a ride of their own in certain areas to explore the area. For example, in Periyar Sanctuary, the cruises last for about 30 minutes and they are available all throughout the day. So a ride on a jeep safari through the jungles of wildlife is also an important activity during the tourist. Jeep safari is the best way to get close and personal, meaningful experience during the visit to a nature reserve. So friends, we have so many sensories, biogeographical zones, biodiversity zones in India where the traveler can explore in group or individually about the overall touring activity. These activities help them to get a perfect opportunity about understanding the purpose of tourism. They can peacefully spend time at the destination and understand how the nature is beneficial for all of us. So with these activities, whether we are involved in adventure activity or jeep safari or trails or trekking, There are furthermore variants that are available. For example, a bamboo rafting is also a part of the hiking program that involves traveling to the most dense forest areas of a national park. So they help us to understand the wildlife. It takes time, of course, because these activities are for a long duration, from 3 to 5 hours also. You need a lot of motivation, enthusiasm, specific permissions to visit these places, and there are certain guidelines that are also related to your interaction with the local environment. Imagine experiencing a baby elephant playing, running around its mother in full circle. So when you click such pictures, it's really a wonderful and a joyful experience. You can watch number of birds and also spend time on the river bank and explore its fauna. The river offers tremendous potential for nature enthusiasts. So friends, in this video we have learned that when we are visiting a wildlife activity or a zone, we can come up with number of activities. Other popular activities at the global level is fishing. The fishing market is growing and it's a lucrative market. It increases a number of world-class anglers, and also it attracts number of world-class anglers, and they want to explore. There are a number of tournaments, fishing shows, seminars and events. In fact, there are certain fishing clubs also that organize activities, and they give us an opportunity to understand the fishing rules and regulations, and showcasing the various areas where one can enjoy this activity. So at the global level, fishing clubs are also encouraged so that the tourists can understand the unique dynamics of the islands of various parts of the world. After this, now let me take you to another form of activity which is coming up in a big way, and these are spiritual activities. India has been the land of rishis and yogis for centuries. We have a lot of ancient wisdom in the form of yoga, Ayurveda and alternative forms of medicine. These sciences consist of great healing therapies that can be used to cure a simple problem or maybe for relaxation purpose. Today, yoga and Ayurveda have been accepted by people all over the world, and many people come to India for a holistic experience. For example, Vipassana is a Buddhist tradition that is all about discovering the nature of the reality. It is a form of a meditation that involves detaching oneself from the outside world and following the principles of dharma or the law of nature. This is something that can be planned during a trip. It can be part of the overall itinerary. However, you need a guru or a teacher to guide yourself along with this path. So there are a number of courses in India, and we can plan it in our itinerary when we are designing it for a small group or a bigger group. So in India, when we are visiting states like Uttarakhand and Kerala, it is better that the activities are organized based on both nature as well as holistic health. When we are organizing these activities, it is essential that for the local residents and the volunteers should be involved. The activities may be small or limited in number, but they must be planned in our itinerary so that they give us a valuable experience and an opportunity for the tourist to interact with the locals. Moreover, these activities make the trip memorable and helps in the generation of local revenue. The organizers take pride in managing these activities, and most of them are not commercialized. As a result of it, this leads to authenticity at the destination and also leads to sustainability of the community. The community becomes culturally oriented, they preserve their traditions, they welcome the guests, and also help the tourists to explore the area in a meaningful way. Thank you.